Alright, so I figured before I do any actual restorations, I'd give a quick run through of some of my collection. I'll do it probably in segments just because there's a lot of it. As you can see, an RC-10 T3 box right there. This is obviously going to be my RC-10 segment. That is my newest of my RC-10s. I kind of really didn't follow after, you know, the B3, the B4, after 3. I don't know, I kind of like the older stuff better, and it really didn't change enough for me to do anything. I guess the newer ones are a little more. But, like I said, I'm into the older ones. So this is my T3 here. It's pretty much factory, except for, here's a quick little tip too while I'm doing this. I don't know if you can see that. Sorry if it's not focused. But a lot of guys lose body clips. All I did is take a little bit of heat shrink tube, melt it over the end. Helps find them. Matches colors of cars. But if you do them, you know, yellow, red, stuff like that, it makes it a lot easier to find it when you lose it. I know people do zip tie things, but who wants zip ties hanging off your car all the time like that? But this is an oldie but a goodie. It's got a diamond motor in it. Sorry for the lighting, a Tekin 411P2. Old Futaba. I do run it on a 3S LiPo with, obviously I use a meter on my battery so that I don't hurt anything. But the real king of the show here, I guess, is not this truck. We don't need a body. Probably most likely this one. This is an all original gold pan chassis, 6-gear transmission, old school Trinity Monster Horse with the original mechanical ESC. Again, I do run it. It may not look it, especially under there. I've had this car for almost 30 years. I've replaced the chassis once when I was younger because it was completely silver all the way across, and then I didn't really drive it on pavement ever again after I replaced the chassis. So it's only ever had dirt, and it only really has that for scuff marks. This is not restored. This is the way it's been kept for 30 years. I call it its twin brother, which is this guy here. So, and I keep the boxes to anything really important, but this is his twin. So this is basically the same, sorry, had to get that wing off, same car, but very different in so many ways. Came with full bearings right from the kit. I believe I had to buy bearings with the first kit, with the gold pan one. But this is the carbon fiber chassis, or graphite as they called it, the RC-10 graphite. Again, still all old school stuff. I don't have the receiver in it right now because for some reason my steering channel died. Channel 1 died. So I'm actually on the hunt for a vintage receiver at the moment. This has, I believe, it's a modified motor, but it's mild. It's a Trinity. Again, old school, probably 30 years old. Stealth transmission. I'm sorry about that lighting, and it's all black in there, so it's really hard to see. old school T4 Novak. And again, never been restored. Just run for 30 years. It just gets cleaned up. I mean, it's a little dusty now because I didn't run it too hard the last couple times. So this one does have a little more abuse to the bottom of the chassis. I got a good chunk out of it right there, actually. But I'm not looking to replace it just because it's the way it always was. I did that when I was younger, and that's how I know the car, so I'm not too concerned about it. And then I have one that I don't have a box to, and that was a Mongrel that I put together from somebody else's RC-10T. Old school RC-10T, the first version with the black aluminum chassis. It has my Nitro Brute, my old Nitro Brute body on it. That is the one and only car I ever got rid of. I traded it for something much, much better, but somehow in the deal I got to keep the body, and it wound up on this. It's rough. It's held on with Velcro, but the whole truck is rough. But that's what makes it great. This thing has been abused for years. I chopped the hell out of this thing as a kid and just lightened it up and I cut the walls of the chassis off, the sides. I went ham on this thing. I put the carbon fiber graphite nose on it. This is a stealth transmission that apparently was a white stealth transmission that I believe when I was younger I didn't like it white. I wanted it black because the stealth transmission was supposed to be black, so I think I colored it with a Sharpie. I don't know. Old school Aristoflight Turbo 05. That motor is it was and still is pretty insane. Again, I mean, you can tell from all the disgusting dirt and shock oil all over it. Never been restored. Always just run, and this one in particular, run hard. I don't exactly remember what I made these Nerf bar things out of, but this is actually a roll bar to something. And I don't remember what part that was, but they don't belong on there, but they work. It stiffened up the part of where I cut everything off. And this thing's it's always been one of those haywire cars that's just been fast. I do run all my stuff on LiPo now, so it seems a little faster, but I don't remember ever being slow. So I'm going to make a couple more videos of a couple other groupings of things that I have. So I'll see you in the next video.